Thank you for joining me today on our Totally Beads tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to make some lovely little bracelets using some crystals, pearls and seed beads. They're really straightforward to do. I'm just going to be using some Tigertail, running those threads back through the beads and to make a really lovely looking bracelet. You're going to get, I think it's 2 bracelets in your kit today, and they will make an 8-inch bracelet each. So you'll probably have little bits and bobs left over, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. So I'm going to say a quick good morning to you all before I head over to the website and show you the colours we've got. I think there's 6 lovely colours to choose from today. So first off, I'm going to say good morning to Star. She's in a sunny Manchester. It's quite sunny and bright today. It looked like it was going to try and rain this morning, but it's a bit brisk out, but it's nice and bright. So a proper autumnal day. Good morning to Rachel. She says it's bright and breezy in Barrow. We had some wind last night. All my cosmos and my sunflowers are completely flattened, but yeah, it's a nice bright day. So that'll do. Good morning to Debbie. Hello to Teresa. Hello to Edward. How are you doing? Good morning to Jan. She says good morning, Natalie, and everybody in a sunny Sudbury. Good morning to Camille. She says, how am I this morning? And it's bright and chilly here. I'm okay. I felt really tired this weekend. Actually, I had a day off yesterday. Sunday, day rest, isn't it? I didn't do any making at all. I don't think. No, I didn't. It was very odd. Back to it today, though. Good morning to Trish. Hello to Judith. She says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. Stephanie is in as well. Good morning to you. She's in the States, in Ohio. So thank you so much for joining me. Lucy says, who stole the weekend? I'm not ready for Monday. It did go very quick. Good morning to Ida, who's in Durham. Good morning to Janice. She sent an overcast Swansea, so hopefully the sunshine will come out for you soon, Janice. And good morning to Sue. She says, good morning, Natalie and everyone. She's not been able to make the lives recently, so she's really looking forward to this. Loretto is in. Hello, my lovely. Good morning to Mina. Jan says, the bracelets look fantastic. Thank you very much. And Carol says hi to everybody as well. So I'm going to take you over to the website now. I'm going to show you the lovely kits, and you can have a little look which one you prefer. Stephanie says, I didn't see the bracelets. I'm just going to take you over to the website now, Stephanie, and I will show you what we're making. So where you can find our kits are always in the same place on the wonderful website, which is totallybeads.co.uk. So I'm going to take you over there now. Head over to the website and you can find us, all of our kits and video tutorials in this little section here, the video Facebook tutorials, or you can scroll into the Learn to Make Jewellery category here. So we are here 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. UK time, and we do all sorts of different lovely projects. You can get your kit. It has everything you need in your kit to make that project. We don't include the tools, but you can get them as well from the tools section on the website. So what are we making today? So last live, I made the Abigail Jade bracelets with you, and then I did the Christine Wire earrings the week before. Oh no, that could have been Monday. Today we're doing the Dorothy crystal bracelets. So this is what you're getting today if you choose these kits. You can watch our tutorials back at any point you like. We're always on YouTube, and we share them on the Facebook page, and they're always here on the website as well if you want to have a recap. So these are your 6 different colours of the Dorothy bracelet today. Hopefully there's something for everybody. We've got a beautiful blue aqua. We've got a bronze, which is what I'm going to demo with today because I think it's a lovely autumnal colour, so I'm going to go with this one today. We've got the jet black, we've got a lemon, which is beautiful. I think it's very kind of bridal wear, that one. Obviously, I wanted to include some of the monochrome colours. We've got a gorgeous pink here for you as well, and we've also got a silver. So I think seasonally, I think they're brilliant for the summer, autumn, black's good all year round, isn't it? We've got a little bit of a lovely kind of lemony white colour. We've got pretty pink, and that silver would be gorgeous for Christmas. Your kits vary in price. They're either £7.99 or £8.99. That's obviously because the crystals and the seed beads and the pearls can slightly differ in price depending on what I've included in there. But if we go into your kit, you will see you've got enough goodies here to make 2 bracelets up, and they are 8-inch bracelets. So if you need to make them smaller, you can adjust this pattern really straightforwardly, and that will mean you've got some extras left over as well. But I think the average size is probably an 8-inch wrist. So I always try and make sure that I include enough for that size for you. So you're going to get your Crystal Bicones, which are 5mm in size. You're getting your crystal pearl round beads as well, which are 4mm, and these are your glass pearls here, and your crystals are here. You're getting your Toho size 8 seed beads. You're getting a gorgeous toggle clasp. You're getting culottes, crimp beads, and Tigertail, and your jump rings are in there too. That's my fault. I left that off the description, but I have contacted the team, so they will also be included in your kit today. So everything you need to make 2 of these lovely Dorothy bracelets up. If you're wondering exactly, well, what colour are those 5mm Crystal Bicones or those glass pearls in 4mm, you can see just down here what we have put together in terms of colour. So I'm going for the cornflower glass pearls, I'm going for those lovely aqua premium bicones, and your Toho size 8 seed beads are the silver frost dark aquamarine. So they look really, really lovely together, if I do say so myself. So that one is your lovely aqua blue shade. We've got the gorgeous bronze here. This one is the £8.99 kit, and you're getting 2 bracelets in this one too. Still all exactly the same sizes in terms of the 5mm bicones, the 4mm pearls, and the size 8 seed beads, but in these beautiful autumnal colours instead. So we've got a caramel pearl, we've got a bronze plate premium crystal bicone, and we've got a gold, I think that's luster, African sunset. I love the colour of these seed beads. They are absolutely beautiful. They're like a burnt kind of amber, so they are very much like an African sunset. They're gorgeous. So that one for you is your Dorothy bracelet in the bronze. We have a jet black for those of you that like your monochrome colours, or if you make for somebody, which I know one of our viewers does, I think she makes them for her daughter who likes a kind of monochrome colours. This is what you're getting in this kit, and I'll scroll down there so you can see I'm using jet black bicones, jet black opaque seed beads, and I'm using the black rounds as well. Still gives that very, very pretty look, not as much as a contrast in this one, but if you wanted to mix up your kits, as in if you wanted to buy 2 kits, so you'll be making 4 bracelets, if you wanted to, you could maybe add the silver with this, and I think that would look really lovely and very sparkly. You could just maybe change the colour of your pearls, or even just the seed beads to add that extra little bit of sparkle if you wanted to do that. This is the lemon, and this is the products in the lemon. So we've got these beautiful, says, I think that's like galvanized aluminium or aluminum, depending on where you're watching me from. We've got those lemon chiffon crystal bicones, which are just so beautiful. They have an absolute rainbow of sparkle on them. They're really gorgeous. And your lemon chiffon pearls. I'll show you these down on the mat as well, so you can see exactly what they look like. But you'll notice those seed beads there are a little bit more expensive. So this is why this kit is £8.99, but I think it's still an absolute bargain for 2 8-inch bracelets. We've also got the lovely pink colour, which I think is very, very pretty. You can see if I hover over those crystals, again, you've got that lovely kind of bit of a rainbow finish on those. You've got golds and lots of other lovely shades as well on the crystals. So I'm using the mermaid pink. That's why you're getting that lovely kind of luster on them. Obviously, with it being a bicone, it's cut in a way which means the light really does bounce off it and give it that extra sparkle and shimmer, but it's plated in this kind of mermaid pink colouring. So you've got blues and golds and like a little bit of a rainbow pink tone onto that. We're using the Indian pink glass pearl rounds, and we've got the galvanized pink lilac seed beads. I don't know why they're called lilac. They are, to me, just very, very pink. Again, a little bit more pricey, those seed beads, but they're very, very lovely. And I just had to use them because I think they matched those pearls just absolutely perfectly. So that one is your Dorothy crystal bracelet in pink. It's crystal and pearl. And then finally, we've got the silver, £7.99 for 2 bracelets. And this is your lovely silvery colour. Again, if you're looking at what we're using in this, you've got your silver frost Toho size 8s. You've got your half silver bicones, which means they've got kind of a clear part to them. And they've also got a kind of full coloured silver to them as well, so they really, really do glisten and shine. And we're using the silver grey pearls in there. So 6 colours for you to choose from today. I'm going to leave them there, so if I need to head back at the end, you can have a little look. Let me know in the comments which one is your favourite. I'm going to demo with the bronze today. As I say, I'm feeling those kind of autumnal vibes. And I will head back into our tutorial when my computer plays along. It's been such a delay on it lately. I don't know why. And I think you probably just got my little face in the cut. There I am. Hi. Not such a little face now, big face. So let me scroll up and see what I've missed. Hello to Elaine. Good morning to you. She is Dahlia from Israel. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello to Pauline. She says it's a very sunny morning. Hello to Kath. Lucy has shared the link for you today. So if you're watching, you should, I think it's if you're watching on Facebook, but it should come up in the comment section too on YouTube if you're watching it live. You should be able to just click on this link here, which will take you directly to the Totally Beads website into the jewellery making category, and you can find those Dorothy bracelets straight away. Thank you for sharing that, Lucy. Teresa says, Stephen, creative here in Ohio, originally from Lake Erie myself. Oh, lovely. Star says they're very pretty bracelets. Sylvia says, hello everybody from South Australia. It's 6:30 in the evening and it's starting to warm up. I love the fact that we've got people from absolutely everywhere. It's so lovely that you can all join me. Thank you so much. Joanne says, good morning, Natalie. Good morning, everybody. Sunshine and breezy in Coventry today, so far away. Sue is saying good morning to everybody. She says she feels like she's run a marathon, so you just rest up, Sue. Oh, Camille saying salted caramel, yum. Is that to do with the beads that I'm using? Because to be honest, that sounds like a lovely coffee I'd have now. Salted caramel coffee would be lovely. Trish says hello again. Facebook was being annoying and kept freezing, so she's come to watch us on YouTube. Tina says, I finally caught a live. I'm so excited, even though it's 4 a.m. in Austin, Texas. Hello, everyone. Tina, big shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Very, very early morning. I'll try and keep my voice down a little bit. Mina says she loves the colours. Star says they're beautiful. Sheila's popped in too. Hello, lovely. She says, like the bracelets, lovely colours. Joanne says all the colours are gorgeous. Star is loving the bronze and the pink. And she's she's liking both of them. Jan's loving the lemon and silver. Camille says, because you are far away. I'm not far away. Well, I am to a lot of people who's watching this morning. I'm on the other side of the world. I am in the UK. I'm in the northwest, just outside of Liverpool. in Merseyside. So hello from here. Anne says good morning to everybody. And Joanne said nice earrings. Thank you very much. If you like my earrings and you would like to make some yourself, come and join me here on Friday, same time, and I'll show you how to make them. They're really, really pretty. They're really lightweight. They're very easy to do. It is a little bit of a wire work project, but you don't need to hammer them or anything. They're just good to go. And I've got a few lovely colours for you in the most pretty satin pearls. So thank you for noticing, Joanne. Amina says, I have spent my weekend making Christmas earrings bundle and still got loads to make. She got the 10 pairs bundle. So Mina, you're just so organised. I haven't even thought about my Christmas makes yet. I really need to get going, don't I, for the festive season. Okay, I'm going to take you down on the mat now. I'm going to show you these bracelets, and then we're going to get making. It shouldn't take us very long. This is your gorgeous silver. I've just popped them on these so it's easier for me to pick up, but just so I can show you the colours. So these are your half silver crystals. So you can see we've got some like fully kind of, let's get a little bit of focus. You can see we've got a lovely colour, and some of them have got like a real kind of clear parts to them as well. Really, really pretty. I think they look lovely with those pearls and the seed beads. Camille says, I spent the weekend making Christmas cards. Well done, you. This one is your lemon. So I would say that your pearls there are quite a lemony colour, but I want to just keep slightly rotating because I want you to see the gorgeous, gorgeous shimmer on those crystals. Can you see bits of kind of blue flash and pink flash on there? Really, really lovely. Thank you, Camille. She says she loves my nails. I've had to touch them up a little bit. The good thing is with these, you could just add a little bit of glitter on to the bits that have chipped. This one is the one I'm making for you today. This is the autumnal bronze colour. Really, really pretty. I just love those seed beads. They are your African sunset. So they've got such a beautiful colour to them. Absolutely love it. Tina says, dropped in to say hi. She's going to catch up later because she's on the way out the door. Have a lovely day. This is your black. So I'll take this one off for you. And you can see it is very much a jet black. And then we've got these little lovely clasps on the back. Your clasps will vary in terms of colour. So some are on silver and some are on that kind of gold plate finish. These are your silver plated, and your findings, which are your coloche, crimp beads and your jump rings, will match that too. We've got the pretty in pink here. Gorgeous colour. Again, look at the mermaid finish on those crystals. If I can just hold them up. Beautiful colours on them. And then we've got this beautiful blue as well. Really gorgeous, vibrant colour here. And I love those crystals as well. So they're really straightforward makes. I'm going to open this one out and show you just how easy it is to kind of attach this on with the Tigertail. You can use any thread with this that you wish to, but I'm using my Tigertail because I love it. I feel comfortable with Tigertail. It's got that beautiful flex to it. It's very, very strong. I think it is made by lots of very thin fibers of wire, and then it's coated in this kind of nylon coating. So it's lovely, lovely to use. It holds its shape very nicely, and it just ensures I've got a nice, sturdy, strong bracelet. So I'm going to take 2 lengths of my Tigertail. This is also included in your kit. I've cut about 35 centimetres. So what would that be? That would be 12, maybe 13 inches for those who work in that. And that's going to give me more than enough to make an 8-inch bracelet. So I've cut 2 lengths of that tiger tail at 30 to 35 centimeters. I always like to have a little bit more because it means once I've popped my culotte, my crimp beads on at the end, I've just got a lot to hold on to and it's not too fiddly. I'm hoping my camera stays in focus and you can see, but if at any point I do go out of shot, or it's not up to standard, then do give us a little shout. So I'll be able to hear from far away. Just write it in the comments. So I'm going to take my culotte. For this colourway, for this bronze, I'm using the kind of gold toned little culotte, or some people call it clamshell. You'll find it's got the little hole at the bottom. So I'm going to thread both ends of my tiger tail up through that hole. That does not want to stay in my hand today, does it? Jumping about all over the place. So I'm going to just take both ends of my tiger tail and I'm just going to position it so these little kind of eyelet parts at the end are facing up. I'm now going to take a crimp bead. I'm taking 2 crimp beads because I like to double crimp. And I'm sliding those crimp beads over both of those tiger tail ends. Don't know what's up with my fingers today, but nothing seems to be getting picked up properly. So I've put 2 little crimp beads over those tiger tail ends. I'm going to just pop my finger on the ends just to make sure those little parts of the tiger tail are kind of lined up and even, but you can stagger them when you first pop your crimp beads and culottes on if that's easier. I'm going to take the last one I put on and I'm sliding it right up to the end of that tiger tail and just giving it a gentle push down to flatten it out. So you can see here this one's not being flattened, it's kind of like a little circular shape. And then when I slide this one right up to the end, you don't have to slide them up to the end, you can trim it off if you want to. But I'm just going to bring that one next to it and press down on that too. And you'll see now they're both flattened and that's going to hold my tiger tail together and be very secure. I'm now going to slide my culotte right up to the end so my little crimp beads are sitting inside of the little dome, little domed parts. I'm going to bring it over together just with my fingers so you'll see those crimp beads are now inside. And then with a pair of pliers, I'm very gently going to push them together just to close that up, but also to make sure these little loops on the end are in line with each other so I can slide on my jump ring and my clasp to that when we come to attach my clasp. So I've got my 2 lengths of tiger tail, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by taking one of my beautiful size 8 Toho seed beads and I'm sliding that one seed bead over both ends of the tiger tail and taking that up towards the culotte. So that's just going to sit right next to it here. I'm now going to split out my wires, my tiger tail ends. I've got an awful lot of tiger tail here. I know you're thinking, well, if I'm only making an 8-inch bracelet, why do you need so much? It's because I'm going to bring it back through the bead, so I'll be using up a little bit more of it than usual. So if you do want an 8-inch bracelet, don't just cut 8 inches of those tiger tail pieces. So I've added 1 seed bead onto both. I've separated them out, and now I'm going to add 2 of my seed beads onto each one. So just popping them on to the end like so, and another 2 onto the other side. I'm now going to draw these ends together by taking another seed bead, and I'm going to pop my seed bead onto one end of my tiger tail, it doesn't matter which side, and then with the other end of my tiger tail I'm going to run that back through the seed bead in the opposite direction like so, and then I'm going to draw that together. So when I draw it together, I'm just going to pull on both sides fairly evenly Don't have to be too tough and forceful with it, but that's going to create this little loop here. So that seed bead is going to sit in the middle of those others. So I've drawn them together through both ends with one seed bead, and now I'm going to add a pearl onto each end. So I'm taking my gorgeous little pearl, which is my 4mm, and I'm going to add one onto one side and one onto the other side. Don't know why I'm fingers and thumbs today. Did say I was tired, but I'm now going to draw them through together again through one seed bead. So I'm going to take my seed bead and pop that onto one side and take the other end of the tiger tail through. Again, it will kind of twist at first when you're first putting it together, but after a little while it will just kind of flatten out. So don't worry if it kind of flicks up and you start to get a little bit of a curve in it. When you wear it, it will flatten out as well. So I've got my seed bead through the middle there, and now I'm going to add on another pearl to each side. Now this is almost my first kind of section complete. It is going to be a pattern repeat, but instead of the pearls, I'm just going to use the crystals. And I'm going to divide those little sections up by using the seed beads. So I'm now going to take 4 seed beads and I'm going to pop 4 seed beads onto one end. And then I'm going to take the other tail end and I'm going to run that back, those 4 seed beads that I just added onto one side. So this is a really nice make. You're just doing it mainly with your fingers. If you've got a thread instead of the tiger tail you prefer to use, then you can obviously use a needle with that if you want to. You could probably also do this with like a nylon kind of fire line type thing. I like to be able to attach my culottes and crimp beads to make my clasp that way. So the tiger tail is really good because it's strong. Your crimp beads aren't going to kind of pierce through that. So we've made that first section. Jan says, I received my Abigail kit Saturday and so far I've made 1 bracelet from the raspberry kit. I hope you enjoy them. Hello to Jo, who's just come in. She says, yay, I've managed to catch you live. Camille's asking if you're well, and Jo says, yes, she's fine, thank you, hope you are too. So I've done that first little section. We're going to do exactly the same, only this time I'm going to add the crystals. So I'm going to take my gorgeous bicone, and I'm going to pop that onto one side, and I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to put that onto another side. Then I'm going to come back through a seed bead again, so seed bead onto one, and taking that tiger tail through the opposite side and pulling them down together. So it's looking like this. And then another bicone onto each tail end, and then another 4 seed beads. So it's a really straightforward pattern repeat now. I'm adding either the crystals or the pearls onto each side, bringing it back through the seed bead, adding another one on, and then adding on the 4 seed beads, which just give that perfect kind of size to divide those sections between the crystals and the pearls. If you wanted to, you could do this with all the crystals or all the pearls. You're getting enough in your kit, remember, to make 2 bracelets. So you can change the design up if you wish. But I think that gives a really pretty look, having the kind of contrast between the shape of the bicone and the pearl, and also the different kind of lusters that you get on them as well. So now I've added the crystals on, I'm going to go back to add my pearls. So a pearl onto each side. your tiger tail is nice and sturdy enough that it'll just go through the hole in the pearl or the crystal or the seed beads really easily. But yeah, the holes in your seed beads are a really good size. That means you can bring both ends back through. You've got plenty of space there. So I'm just repositioning as I go, making sure that it's sitting and it's nice and taut and they're all sitting evenly. Peel back onto each side. I think it's because I've got the lamp directly under my eye. It's I can't quite see that hole. Could do with moving over a little bit, but keeping my hands in the right place. Jan says she's given me a thumbs up and a heart. Thank you so much. I'm now going to add 4 of the seed beads on again. Loretto says the bracelets are gorgeous and the photos on the website don't do them enough justice. Your tutorial is so easy to follow, Natalie. I love them. Thank you so much. It is my fault with the photography. I make all my samples in all the colours and I photograph them all. And I'll be honest, sometimes I am a little bit rushed when photographing them. I take them from all different angles on all different backgrounds. And then the wonderful people at Totally Beads will then pick the best photos that they think show the products off. But you can never quite get the right, I don't think you can ever show the right lighting on a photograph. You know, when you have things in person in front of you, we do use really good top quality products, and I think you'll agree when you get them, the colours are always far better in reality than what I've taken. I do try and take photos in like the lighting box and things like that, but again, especially if we're using something like gemstones, natural light is always going to show them a little bit more true. But given the time of year here in the UK and the way our weather is, I never really take photographs outside of my Totally Beads products because it's always raining. So I've added on my bicones. I'm going back with 4 of the seed beads. Taking that tiger tail and running it back through all 4 of the seed beads. So I just line them up really, and they'll go through really easy. There's no struggling with this. But you can see it is starting to curve, which I actually think is a really good thing for a bracelet because it has its natural kind of front and back. Because you'll see as I'm putting it together, it does create this curve. And what you'll also find is your seed bead rows kind of stick up a little bit, which I think is nice. It gives it a little bit more kind of dimension. So when I first put them on, they sit very flat. And then as I pull that quite taut, you'll see it kind of just raises them up a little bit. So you know that that's going to be kind of the front side of my bracelet. It will lose some of this kind of curl and it will sit flatter. Obviously, when I've got that on, it'll be a little bit more taut. If you find you've got a little bit of spacing and gap in which you don't want, you can always go back as well. So I just gently pull on the pearls and then the bicones. And by doing that, you can see I'm just being able to kind of create a little bit of a better tension. Nothing's fixed as such in this at the moment. So if you do feel actually that's a little bit gappy, there's a bit more tiger tail on show that I'd like there, just give those crystals and pearls a gentle little pull out away from each other and work your way up through your bracelet again. Camille says it makes a nice ring too. It would do. Don't know how comfortable the bicones would be. It might be a little bit chunky. It looks pretty, but I do think you've got to make sure, depending on what finger you're wearing your ring on, if it's in the middle, you've got your other fingers close together. You don't want to feel like you kind of can't close your hand up properly. But you could also make this design and make it into a necklace or do whatever you like with it. Good morning, Anna. I hope you're well. So I've done my crystals. It's back to the pearls. You will see it's a really quick, easy make to do. It looks, I'd say, a little bit more complicated than it actually is. I'm just holding both ends of those Tigertail. I know the bracelet's not in shot at the moment because I'm just picking them up, adding them on, running through a seed bead, drawing that down, and then adding the same again on before I add that row of seed beads. So for an 8-inch bracelet, I have used 28 of my pearls, which I'm adding here, and I've used 24 of the crystals. Seed beads, I've used 73. And then you've got your 4 crimps, 2 clots, 1 toggle, and 2 of your 6mm outer diameter jump rings to attach that onto. 4 of my seed beads going onto 1. I tend to position them together, so I'm just holding them where my finger is and my thumb so they don't slide away. So I can bring that other tiger tail lined up and then draw those ends together. So by pulling those ends away, they're just drawing those seed beads down. Thank you, Joe. When Joe compliments me on my nails, I'm always a happy bunny because Joe is the most amazing nail artist. Is that what you would call yourself, Joe? A nail technician, a nail artist? What are you? Because they are works of art that you do on a finger. I cheat. I do my own nails, but a lot of the time they're like stickers. So I haven't painted those bees on myself. Joe's asking, could you use monofilament instead of Tigertail so it's more visible? You could use wire if you wanted. You could use probably a 0.4 wire. You could use monofilament. You could use any thread, I think. I would just suggest you adapt how you attach on your findings, as in your clasp. So with me using the Tigertail, I can crimp on under my culotte there really easily, and it's going to hold strong and steady. It's not going to cut through my Tigertail. If I was using, say, elastic, which you could do an elastic bracelet with this as well, I wouldn't be using the crimp beads because I could crimp and cut through that. This isn't going to cut through. So if you wanted to use a different type of thread, what you could do is you could, instead of bringing your ends through here, you could start, let me just divert a little bit. You could take your thread and you could add on your seed beads. I'm just experimenting now, so it might not work. I'm not counting anything out. Let me just cut a little bit of this off. You could make your loop essentially with your thread. Now this probably won't work quite as well because it's Tigertail, so it's got that rigidity, but I just kind of want to give you an idea. So if this was my thread that I'm using, should have cut a longer piece off. I'm just going to bring it back through. Why did I even cut it off the reel, to be honest? Let me see. So I would take my needle or whatever and I would run that back through. And that would create a little loop. So I've still got those two tail ends to work off, but I'd create a loop instead. And then I would just place my jump ring through directly and then my clasp. So you could make your loop as big or as small as you wanted, but you could still then do exactly the same technique. So I'd be starting off by adding one seed bead to both ends just to finish that loop off. And then I'd be splitting it. So I'd be putting my two seed beads on, bringing it back through the seed bead, and then start that repetition with my pearl and whatnot. So you could create your loop that way, and then you don't have to put your crimps and things on it directly. I would then just open up my jump ring, pop my jump ring through, and then attach my clasp onto that directly. Hopefully that makes sense. Jan says, I've invested in some new Joron pliers and they are great. I love them, Jan. I really, really do like them. But for this, you don't need anything in terms of fancy tools. I'm going to be using 2 pairs of any pliers really, just to open up my jump ring at the end. Any pair of chain nose will do just to flatten those crimps down. I'm going to use my flush cutters to trim off any tiger tail excess that I no longer need. And everything else is just done by hands. So 4 seed beads back on, and then I'm going to keep continuing that. So my pattern repeat is pearl onto one end, pearl onto the other end of my tiger tail, seed bead onto one, and my other side is going back through, so that's making my center. Another pearl onto one end and pearl on to the other. I looked at my camera then and my hands were doing something else. I don't know whether there's a delay, but it's really quite off-putting when you're doing one thing and you look like you're doing another. I'm putting my seed beads on this side for this time, just to show you it doesn't matter whether you put them onto the left or the right, as long as you bring the other one down through the opposite direction, it works just the same. So you just go with whatever you feel most comfortable with. Then I'm going to do exactly the same, only this time I'm using the crystals instead of the pearls. So I'm popping my crystal bicone onto each side and bringing it back through the center with my seed bead, drawing that down together, adding on another crystal onto each side, and then my seed beads, 4 onto one end and bring the other through, and that's going to kind of act as a little bit of a divider. And just keep repeating that until I've got the length I want to. So if you want to make a smaller bracelet, if you don't want 8 inches, then all I would just keep doing is pulling that out as I go, measure it against my ruler. And don't forget, you're going to be adding on your culotte and your crimp bead and your toggle, not your crimp bead, you will have a crimp bead on, but your jump rings, are going to give you that extra little bit of length as well. So by the time I've got those on in both directions, that's going to add a little bit of length as well. So a bit of trial and error really, just to see, what size that you want, but very easily adjustable. So I'm going to do this a few more times, probably won't make a full-sized one, though it is coming together very quickly. And we do have some lovely, lovely colours. So as I say, if you wanted to get more than one kit and you wanted to, say, make 4 bracelets up, you can change the pearls and the crystals, mix them up if you wanted to. I think the lemon would look gorgeous with this pink. So maybe you could use the lemon pearls and the pink bicones, or vice versa. You could do the pink pearls and the lovely sparkly crystals in each one. I think the black and the silver would look gorgeous together and give you a little bit more contrast. It's entirely up to you what you want to do with them. I just wanted to pick out colours that I thought would go nicely together, but in the same kind of umbrella, so to speak, so the same kind of tones. Again, adding on my 4 seed beads, and then back through the other way. So as I say, I'm going to just keep going with that until I get the length that I want. And then when I'm happy with that, I can start bringing back, and I'm going to finish off how I started. So I started with the pearls. I want to finish with the pearls as well. You could start with the pearls and finish with the little crystal cluster if you wanted to. But I think it's nice to have that kind of continuity. Camille says lemon chiffon and salted caramel look nice and sounds delicious. Must be feeling peckish this morning. Yeah, I need to do a shop, Camille. You're making me hungry too. I think I'm just going to have a coffee and then get putting some more lovely kits together. So don't forget, do let me know if you've got any particular ideas for projects that you would like to see us do on Totally Beads, whether that be revisiting a particular stitch or technique, or making something entirely new. If there's something we've not done before, don't know if there's anything we've not done before. I would like to do a brooch with you soon, like make your own pin brooch, because I think that's probably something I haven't done with you, and I don't know if there's much I've not done with you, to be honest. So if there's anything you can think of, or anything that you think would be popular, little Christmas makes, or anything over the festive period, any little gift giving ideas that you would like, then do let us know. You can comment here on the live, or you can comment on YouTube after we've been live, or you can send us a little email or comment on Facebook. I've got a Facebook page called Natalie Pattern Wire Artist, where I share all of the tutorials that I do. You can also find us in the Totally Beads Handmade group on Facebook, and you can see everybody sharing their lovely makes. So let us know. So once I've finished my last little section, I'm going to think I'll do one more. Probably I'm going to do an 8-inch one here. I'm going to put my crystal on to each side, as I have been doing, and draw back through the seed bead. And then a crystal again onto each side. And then 4 seed beads. Dee says, hi Natalie, I would like Christmas makes, please. So something festive. We've done little Christmas tree decorations, we've done Christmas earrings, we've got gorgeous charms, so we've made little bracelets. But I'll have a little chat with Simon and see if we've got any new Christmas stocking. That's stock in, not stocking. Have we got any new Christmas stockings? I don't know if we've done a stocking actually, but there you go. And I will see what we can put together for you, Dee. So I've got my 4 seed beads running across the top, and now I'm going to finish with the pearl like I started. So I'm going to go pearl, onto each side. I'm going to come back, just leave that here so you can see there what I'm doing. I'm going to put my seed bead onto the middle, and back through, and then going to put another pearl on, and then instead of having those 4 that I've been doing in between, because I'm just going to finish it off, I'm going to finish it like I've started it. So I'm going to put my pearl onto each side, and I'm going to come back through one of the seed beads again. I'm going to just run my eye over it and check that it's positioned. If I want those sticking up, I can kind of exaggerate that a little bit more and just position it with my fingers and make sure I'm happy with how that's looking. And then I'm going to add 2 seed beads onto each end or each side. Mina says, I was just going to ask, Joe's asking if I've got any Halloween makes coming up. I haven't planned anything at the moment, Joe. I've got, there is a pumpkin tutorial, so if you want to see how to make a pumpkin pendant, you can just type in Totally Beads pumpkin and one of my makes will come up. Kitty did some little witch hats last year, which I think it was last year, that I absolutely loved. I think she was doing brick stitch with that, and they were gorgeous. But I haven't got anything planned at the moment. I am hoping to take a little bit of time off. Halloween is like, or Samhain is like my favourite time of the year. It's also my husband's birthday, so I'm hoping for his 40th we will be going somewhere. So I don't know whether I'm gonna actually be here for Halloween, but I will try and do some makes beforehand. What else have I done? I've done little kitty cats as well, haven't I? We did with the little pearls, we made some cat like earrings and pendants. They were cute. Oh, let me have a think, because you know it's my favourite. Joe says, I did use my skull beads and made little charms. Yes, Mina, we did. Yeah, we had like little Mexican Day of the Dead, like sugar skulls as well, didn't we? And gosh, that takes me back. Yeah, and I've done bats, jewellery and all sorts. So yeah, maybe we could revisit some of those. Okay, so I've come back through the seed bead, 2 seed beads onto each one, and then I'm going to take both ends up through the same, just 1 seed bead. So it's going to finish exactly how it started, just like that. I'm now going to put my culotte on, and see what I mean about having loads of Tigertail left. It just means I can hold on kind of tightly to something. So I'm going to slide both of the ends of my Tigertail up through that culotte and push that down, but don't worry, it will kind of spring away from the seed beads at the moment. I'm then going to take my crimp, and I'm popping my crimp bead over both ends of the Tigertail. Just going to put 1 on at a time for this. And then I'm going to position it down. So at this point, I'm going to lock everything in place. So I want to make sure I'm happy with all my spacing and that this is looking nice and neat. I don't want to crimp it and have like this Tigertail there exposed. So I am going to push that down between my fingers and my thumbs. Now the good thing about having some extra Tigertail is I can bend that over my finger, so I'm holding it all in place and it's nice and tight. So I'm just going to give it a little pull, make sure it's all tight and nice and in position. And then I'm just going to hold on to it like this. So I've really got a good vision of that crimp bead and I can see exactly where it's sitting. So now I want that to be right down on top of the culotte. If you pull the Tigertail too tight, it will kind of move up. So I'm just going to get it in position, and I'm going to take my crimp bead and I'm going to flatten it down like I did at the start. But I want to double crimp. Double crimping means that it's just extra safe and extra sturdy. So I'm going to take my other crimp bead and I'm going to slide that on and drop that right the way down so it sits on top of the last one. And then again with my pliers, just going to flatten it down to make sure I've trapped that tiger tail securely into place. I'm now going to come in with my cutters and I'm trimming off these extra bits of tiger tail just above that last crimp bead. And then I can close over with my fingers. And then again, when I'm happy that that's lined up, I can give it a little squish together with my pliers so it's nice and closed and all in line. And then I'm going to take 2 pairs of pliers and I'm going to open up my jump ring. So I'm going to find the opening, take as much surface area of my jump ring in my pliers as I can, give it a little turn towards me, and then I'm sliding that jump ring onto the clot and popping on my first half of my toggle. So I've got this gorgeous little rope toggle at the moment that I'm using. Just going to slide the bar onto that jump ring as well, and then close that up by going in the opposite direction. And then onto the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to open up my jump ring, slide that through the clot, and then adding on the ring of my toggle. Mina says there's some lovely skull beads on Totally Beads page, as I have them in my stash. Dulce says, hi everybody, how about adjustable wire rings with beads and charms? That sounds good. Have I done an adjustable ring with you? I think I have, but I don't know whether that was over the Christmas period. Definitely have. I don't think I've got one to hand to show you, but yeah, I could definitely do that. Good morning, Treelin. How are you doing? So now my bracelet is absolutely done and complete. I will just kind of reposition and it will start to flatten out. And then I can just attach that together by popping my toggle through the center like so to close it over. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It was, I think, a fairly straightforward make. As I say, we've got 6 colours for you today to choose from. These are the Dorothy Crystal and Pearl bracelets. If I can take you over to the website, I don't know whether you can see it. It keeps just giving me black screen. There you go. Okay, so it is showing. So we've got the aqua, the bronze, the jet black, the beautiful lemon, the pink and the silver. Your kits vary from £7.99 or £8.99, and you're getting enough bits and bobs in there, lovely materials to make 2 bracelets in the same colour. So if I get the aqua, I'm making up 2 aqua bracelets, and so on and so forth. We ship worldwide and you can change your currency fairly easily too. If you just click on that little logo, that will change it to wherever you are and whatever you use. So let me stop sharing my screen. Just keeps giving me black page. Mina says, Natalie, you posted a video for adjustable ring when I requested the help. Okay, so I have done that. Yeah, if there's anything that you think, have we done it, and you're not sure, just pop me a message, because there's loads of stuff. I'm more than happy to redo them and zhuzh them up a little bit, but there's quite a lot of the time that we have already covered it, and it's just not necessarily been noticed. I know there's some makes which aren't showing up in certain categories, which I know I've definitely done, So yeah, just give us a little nudge and I'll see. And if we have done it, I'll let you know. And if we'd like to redo it, I'll do it again. And if we haven't done it, I'll get on it. Treelyn says, very pretty. Thank you very much. Sharon says, good morning, everybody. She's finally over a sickness and she's 100% over it. Thank goodness. Made up, Sharon. I'm glad that you're back to good health. Joe says, that's a very pretty make. So nice to join you live for a change. We've missed you, Joe. You're always so busy working, aren't you? Fiona says, good morning from sunny Cyprus. Thank you so much for being with us, Fiona. We have finished the live now, though, so if you want to go back as soon as I've finished, you'll be able to catch us up on YouTube. We are Totally Beads. I also post all the Totally Beads tutorials I've got a YouTube as well. It's just on a playlist though, but it's not private, it's public, so I think it's just Nat Pat jewelry making tutorials. You can find us all over the place, and we've got loads of subscribers now, which is just absolutely wonderful. Camille says thank you. Jan says beautiful. Sharon says thanks for sharing. Sheila says beautiful make. Rachel says thank you. Mina says thank you. Joanne says gorgeous make. And looking forward to the earrings and Halloween makes. I'm going to go and get me Halloween thinking cap on. Come and join me on Friday for these little beauties. And Miss Kitty will be back with you on Wednesday. I know a lot of you have been wondering where she is and checking she's okay. So come and join us on Wednesday for her and come and find me on Friday. Dulce says, I didn't see the post for the adjustable ring, so can you do it again, please? Most certainly. All right, my lovelies, have a fabulous week, and I will see you on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye.